Hello guys, welcome to a new video here in JS Education. My name is Carlos Santana and this is the video number 52 for the course Developing a Headless CMS with TypeScript and GraphQL. So on the last video, I showed you how to publish an NPM package with basic JavaScript functions. And as I said in the last video, in this one I'm going to show you how to publish an NPM package to export React components. So this is very useful because you can create your own NPM package to create shared components, and you can share those components in between projects that you have or things like that. So it's very useful. So for this one, this is the repository I'm going to use. If you want just to copy the part that is the base to do this, you can go to this content.pi/UI kit and then the branch is new package, and you just fork or you download this code and it's gonna be ready just to publish this. So I'm going to explain in a very superficial way the code because it doesn't make sense that I explain like all the configuration I did. But I'm going to explain you what are the important commands to run in order to publish your package and what changes you need to do in order to make it work. Okay, so the first thing is the bubble RC. Basically in this one, the difference from the last one is that now we are including the bubble preset React. This is important. We have also our editor config. We have our ESLint RC. The git ignore, the NCU RC, the NPM RC, the pre-tier RC, just config, and then the package. So here in the package, there are few things that you need to be careful here. So the first thing and the most important is the name of the package you want to publish. In this case, I'm using @content.pi/UI kit. In this case, you need to put your username on NPM and then / whatever you want to call this package. Of course, if you try to publish something like this, that this package already exists, then you are going to get an error. And also, this namespace is only for your NPM user account. So if you are an organization or an user and you want to publish packages under your namespace, you need to do it like this. The version always starts with 1.00. The main always needs to listen to this /index.js. And then I have some scripts here. The sandbox is to run your code locally. In this case, we are using Webpack serve, and we are reading the Webpack development configuration. And well, the other builds is just to build Webpack, just like a regular Webpack builds that we did normally. The important command here is this one, pre-publish only, where it's going to run after we run the npm publish script, and basically it's going to run the lint and the build before publish the package. So when this is very useful because if we have linter errors and then we try to publish, if this validation doesn't pass, then it's going to avoid the publishing. Of course, here's also you can use the test if you want at some point. If you have unit test and you want to make sure that all the tests pass first, so you can add it there. In here you add the author, the license. These files is also very important. It's an array, and then here you put dist, that is the folder that you want to export. And then the dependencies I install are all of them. Don't worry if you are not copying this code directly from the video. All the code is on the repository, so just make sure you fork that. But you need all these packages. Webpack CLI, Webpack dev server, Webpack merge. And then on the dependencies, you will need React, React DOM, and Webpack. I'm using style components, so I mean, if you want to use it, you can keep it. Otherwise, you can remove the packages you are not going to use. Okay, so after this, we have the setup test. This is for the new testing library. and then tsconfig. Tsconfig is another important file that you need to be aware. So on this one, the JSX needs to be React, the module needs to be CommonJS, the target is next, and then these files is to include all the components you want to export. In this case, I just have one. I have the source / component / icon / index. And then the Webpack configuration, the common configuration is this one. Also, another thing that you need to pay attention to this one is on the output. So basically, these 4 properties, library, target, library, UMD, name, define, and global object, this is going to make work your library with the React components. If you don't have these 4 properties and you publish your package, when you import it in your project, it's not going to work. So you need to make sure you have all of this. And then we are going to read TypeScript with TS loader. And then on the resolve, this alias is very important, because when we have React and React DOM, we normally, for example, on this package, I'm using React 17. But what's the problem? Like, the problem is that when you import or you install this new package into a different project, probably the other project has a different version from React, so that could be a problem. So this alias thing, what it's doing is basically resolving React from the project you are installing that. So it's getting the React from the non-modules. So it doesn't matter if you have 17 here. When you install that project, you install this NPM package in the other project, you will use the version they are using. Of course, if it's very old and you have like new feature from React 17, it's not going to work, of course. But that's what it's doing here with the alias. And then the fallback crypto false is because Webpack 5 doesn't support anymore the default polyfills that Node has. I mean, Webpack has for Node, so you need to put this thing. And then the Webpack development basically merges the common configuration. And then the entry is pointing to sandbox / index. The mode is development. And the dev server is pointing to port 3000. And the content base is going to read that from dist. We activate the whole module replacement and the HTML Webpack plugin to read our sandbox project. And then the production is just merging the common configuration, putting the mode in production, and the tools as files. So the sandbox is important because you want to test your components in your local before sending over the package. So in this one, you need an app.tsx. Basically, you include React. I'm using style components again. You can use whatever you want here. And then basically, I'm using, well, this icon that is the component I have right now. I'm bringing from one path before and then source components icon. And I'm just rendering here. So I'm using it here so I can test that actually works. And then this index HTML is the basic HTML with the root div in order to render using the HTML Webpack plugin on Webpack. And I'm including the style sheet for Font Awesome because it's related to the icon component that I have. And the index on the sandbox basically is going to bring the app component and render it directly to the root div. So that's it pretty much. All you need to do. If you want to test your sandbox, basically you just run npm run sandbox. And this is going to run your application on the port 3000, just like a regular application. And in this part, you can see the icon you are rendering here. So of course, you will render all your components here and whatever you want to do with them. So once you are seeing that the sandbox works fine, then you basically are ready to publish your package, right? So remember the rules to publish a package is that you need to have an NPM account. So you need to register at NPM. And also, once you have your account, you need to change your username here, add your npm user, whatever you want, slash the name of the package you want. So basically, each user or organization that has an account on npm, they have their own namespaces, right? So you need to be careful with this one. For example, this one already exists. I already have created this package, content.py/UI-kit. So, but I'm going to show you the command that you need to do in order to publish. So once you are, before you publish anything, you need to do npm login first. And then of course you need to log in with your npm account, right? So after you put your username, your password, and your email, you should be logging. I already am logging, so I don't need to do this step here, but you need to do it. And once you are logged in your terminal, now you run npm publish -- access public. I already published this, so it's going to get an error. But what I want you to show here is that when you run this command, if you see, we are running pre-publish only, which is this script, and it's going to run the lint and the room build. So basically, if we have an error or a lint error before we publish, it's going to break or it's going to stop or prevent us from publish, right? So if everything is okay, then it's going to compile your code with Webpack using the production configuration and basically publish your package. In this case, I already have published this package version 1, so that's why I get an error. If I update this to version 1.0.1, of course I need to git, add, commit, and push, and then publish again this package, right? So I mean, for now, I'm not going to do that, just this as an example. And once you publish your package, basically you just go to npm is UI-kit. So you go to your add user / your package. In this case, I have UI-kit, which is already published. So that's it pretty much. I don't want to make this video any longer. So thank you for your time. And if you have any question, remember that you can join our Slack community. The link is on the description. And that's it. Thank you so much and see you in the next video. Bye.